Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt that stiff, aching sensation in your knees or hips? Like your joints are arguing with you about every move you try to make? Maybe you've reached for a jar on the shelf and your fingers just didn't want to cooperate the way they used to. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. That kind of stiffness, that slow, grinding ache, that's what osteoarthritis feels like for millions of older adults. Now, here's the thing. Most folks think that once you've got arthritis, that's just it. You live with the pain. Maybe you take a few pills and just try to tough it out. But the truth is, there are things you can do right now to make a real difference in how your joints feel, move, and support you every day. And one of the most powerful tools you have, it's not in a medicine cabinet. It's in your kitchen. That's right, food. The right foods can help calm inflammation, support joint tissue, and even reduce the day-to-day pain that comes with osteoarthritis. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. 8 simple, delicious foods that support joint health and help you feel more like you again. Now, let's get right into it and start with a food that's as comforting as it is powerful. Salmon. If you've ever had a good piece of grilled salmon, you already know how satisfying it can be. But beyond the taste, salmon is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and that's where the magic happens. Omega-3s are like little firefighters in your body. They help reduce inflammation, and that's huge for anyone with osteoarthritis. Because when your joints are inflamed, they get swollen, stiff, and painful. Calming that inflammation can help restore comfort and make movement easier again. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't eat much fish. And that's okay. Even just 2 servings a week, whether it's salmon, mackerel, or sardines, can give your body a major boost. You can bake it, pan-sear it, or toss it into a salad. And if you really can't do fish, talk to your doctor about omega-3 supplements. It's better to get it from food, but there are options. Next up is something a little unexpected. Olive oil. Yep, that bottle sitting next to your stove, it's not just for cooking. Olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, is full of healthy fats that help fight inflammation too. But there's more to it than that. Some research shows that certain compounds in olive oil actually work similarly to anti-inflammatory medications, but without the side effects. Try this. The next time you're making eggs, sautéing vegetables, or just whipping up a salad, swap out butter or canola oil and use a little olive oil instead. Just a tablespoon or 2 a day can make a difference over time. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about little choices that stack up in your favor. Now let's talk about a simple, humble food that your joints will thank you for: spinach. Or really, any dark leafy green. Kale, collards, Swiss chard. These greens are loaded with antioxidants, vitamin C and K, calcium and fiber, all things that help your body fight inflammation, protect your bones, and support tissue repair. Vitamin K in particular plays a key role in protecting cartilage, that soft, rubbery stuff that cushions your joints. As we age, we lose cartilage naturally, and in folks with osteoarthritis, it breaks down even faster. Giving your body the nutrients it needs to slow that down, that's a gift to yourself. And don't worry, if you're not a salad person, you can toss spinach into soups, blend it into a smoothie, or even scramble it into eggs. It doesn't have to taste healthy to be healthy. You know what else helps more than people realize? Berries. Sweet, juicy, and full of color. They're not just for dessert. Berries like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries are packed with antioxidants that help fight the kind of oxidative stress that damages joint cells. Think of it like this. When your body is under stress from age, poor diet, or even a wear and tear daily movement, it creates something called free radicals. These little troublemakers can inflame and break down joint tissues even faster. Antioxidants are like cleanup crews. They help neutralize those free radicals before they cause trouble. Plus, berries have fiber, which helps with digestion and even supports a healthy weight. And we all know that keeping off extra weight is one of the best ways to take pressure off our joints. Now imagine this. You're sitting outside, the sun's out, a breeze in the air, and you got a little bowl of fresh berries and a cup of tea. That's not just a snack. That's medicine. That's care. And speaking of tea, green tea is another quiet powerhouse when it comes to joint support. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now that we've talked about salmon, olive oil, spinach, and berries, you can already see a pattern forming. These aren't strange, hard to find ingredients. These are things you can find in just about any grocery store. And more importantly, they're things you'll want to eat, not because they're trendy, but because they work. When you start shifting your focus toward foods that nourish, heal, and support your joints, you begin to notice subtle changes. Maybe it's a little more ease when getting out of bed. Maybe your knees stop feeling so stiff when you go for a walk. Maybe your fingers feel less swollen when you're folding laundry or making breakfast. It's not magic. It's the power of giving your body what it needs. Let's keep going. There are a few more everyday foods that can really make a difference when it comes to living with osteoarthritis. One food that surprises a lot of people when it comes to joint health is turmeric. You probably heard of it. It's that bright yellow spice that gives curry its color. But turmeric isn't just for flavor. It contains a compound called curcumin, which has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. In fact, some researchers say it works similarly to over-the-counter pain relievers, but without the stomach issues that can come from taking pills too often. If you're dealing with chronic joint pain or stiffness from osteoarthritis, adding a bit of turmeric to your routine could be a game changer. You can sprinkle it into soups, stews, scrambled eggs, or even mix it into warm milk or tea. Some people like to make what's called a golden milk, a cozy drink made with milk, turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a little honey. Now, you might be wondering, why the black pepper? Well, it turns out that adding just a little bit of black pepper helps your body absorb the curcumin in turmeric, so it actually gets into your system and starts working its magic. It's the kind of simple kitchen habit that can add up over time. You're not just seasoning your food, you're soothing your joints. Let's move on to another powerful food, one that doesn't always get the credit it deserves: nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. These little guys are nutritional gold mines. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, and minerals like magnesium, which is especially important for reducing inflammation and keeping muscles and nerves working properly. But more than that, nuts and seeds help support healthy weight. And as we talked about earlier, maintaining a stable, healthy weight is one of the most effective ways to reduce pressure on your joints, especially your hips and knees. Just imagine the difference a few pounds can make. Less pressure means less wear and tear, and that means more freedom to move. A small handful of walnuts in your oatmeal, a spoonful of chia seeds in your smoothie, a sprinkle of flaxseed on your yogurt. These are tiny changes, but they make a big impact, not just in the long run, but sometimes even in how you feel at the end of the day. Now, let's talk about something a little hardier: beans. Black beans, kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas. They're not just budget-friendly and filling. They're actually full of fiber, antioxidants, and plant-based protein, all of which help reduce inflammation and promote overall joint health. And here's the cool part. Beans are low on the glycemic index, which means they help regulate blood sugar levels. Why does that matter for your joints? Because high blood sugar over time can lead to systemic inflammation, the kind that creeps into your joints and makes things worse. So whether it's a hearty bean soup, a lentil salad, or some hummus with veggies, beans are a great way to feed your body in a way that supports your joints and keeps inflammation in check. You might have noticed something here. Most of the foods we've talked about don't just target one thing. They do double, sometimes triple duty. They fight inflammation, support muscles, protect cartilage, and help maintain a healthy weight. It's all connected. And when you give your body the right fuel, it responds. Maybe not overnight, but little by little, you begin to notice it. Maybe your hands don't ache quite so much when you're opening jars. Maybe you're able to walk a little farther or get out of bed with a little more ease. Those little victories, they matter. They're signs that healing is happening. Now, here's something important to remember. This isn't about going on a strict diet or giving up everything you love. It's about adding foods that support you. You can still enjoy your favorite comfort meals, your treats, your traditions. This is about balance, not perfection. The truth is, food isn't just about calories or nutrients. It's about care. It's one of the most direct, loving ways we can support our own bodies as we age. Every time you make a choice to nourish yourself, whether it's a piece of salmon, a handful of walnuts, or just drinking more water, You're telling your body, I'm still in this with you. We're not giving up. And that matters. So far we talk about salmon, olive oil, leafy greens, berries, turmeric, nuts and seeds, and beans. That's already 7 powerful allies for your joints. And we've still got one more to go. One final food that brings it all together and helps keep your body moving freely and feeling strong. Now for the last food on our list, and I saved this one for a reason because it's often overlooked, but it plays a huge role in joint health. I'm talking about dairy, specifically low-fat yogurt or kefir. You see, as we age, we naturally lose some bone density. And for people with osteoarthritis, that bone loss can make joints even more fragile. Calcium and vitamin D become essential, not just for your bones, but for the cartilage and soft tissue around the joints that keep everything moving smoothly. Yogurt and kefir are rich in calcium, but they also contain probiotics, the good bacteria that help your gut stay healthy. And believe it or not, your gut health is directly connected to inflammation in your whole body, including your joints. When your digestive system is balanced and running well, it helps reduce the kind of hidden inflammation that contributes to arthritis pain. Kefir is especially helpful because it's easy to digest, even for people who are sensitive to lactose. And a small serving, half a cup in the morning or a little before bed, can go a long way. You can top it with berries and flaxseed for a full joint-supporting combo that tastes just as good as it is good for you. Or blend it into a smoothie with a handful of spinach and a dash of turmeric. It's easy, flexible, and gentle on the body. Now, if you're someone who avoids dairy, you can still get calcium and vitamin D from fortified plant milks like almond, soy, or oat. Just make sure they're unsweetened and fortified. There's always a way to give your body what it needs. You just need to find what works for you. So there you have it. 8 simple, everyday foods that can support your joints, reduce inflammation, and help you move with less pain. And here's what I want you to really take in. This isn't about overhauling your entire lifestyle or trying to be perfect. It's about creating small moments of care each day, little actions that build up over time and bring real, lasting benefits. Osteoarthritis might be common, but that doesn't mean you have to live in constant pain. Your body is still capable of healing, still worthy of support, and still strong enough to carry you through the life you want to live. You just have to give it the right tools. And food? Food is one of the most powerful tools you've got. So the next time you open the fridge or walk to the grocery store, think about what your joints are craving, not just for flavor or comfort, but for strength, for ease, for freedom. Imagine your knees, your hips, your hands saying, yes, thank you, when you give them what they need to feel good again. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to say, if you've made it this far into the video, you're already doing something good for yourself. You're choosing to learn, to care, and to take your health into your own hands. That kind of effort matters more than you know. And if you've tried any of these foods, or you have a go-to snack or meal that helps your joints feel better, I'd love to hear about it. Share it in the comments below. Not only could you help someone else, but we're building a community here. A space where older adults can support each other, learn together, and keep thriving. If this video helped you, give a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know to show it to more people who need it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss any future videos. We're all about real, honest, practical health advice for people who've earned a little wisdom along the way. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve to move freely, to live without fear or pain, and to enjoy food that doesn't just taste good, but does good too. So here's to strong joints, full plates, and better days ahead. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. You know, sometimes we get so used to the aches and pains that come with age, we start to believe they're just a normal part of life. Like creaky knees are just the price you pay for birthdays. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if your body, even now, is waiting for just a little more support, a little more love, to remind you what it feels like to move freely again? What you put on your plate each day might not feel like a big deal in the moment, but over time, those small choices can rewrite the story your joints are telling you. Maybe today you swap out that processed snack for a handful of walnuts. Maybe tonight you have a warm bowl of lentil soup instead of something fried. Maybe this weekend you try grilled salmon with some leafy greens just to see how it makes you feel. Those aren't just meals. Those are building blocks. Quiet little acts of healing that stack up day by day into something powerful. It's not about perfection. You don't have to eat like a nutritionist or spend hours in the kitchen. You just have to be curious enough to try, brave enough to believe that your body can still feel good, and kind enough to yourself to make that effort. And here's the truth. You deserve that. You deserve to wake up without dreading the first steps out of bed. You deserve to go for a walk and enjoy it, not fight through it. You deserve to bend down and pick something up without holding your breath, bracing for pain. You deserve a body that supports you, even if it's been through a lot, especially because it's been through a lot. You've carried so much through the years, the seasons, the changes in life, and your body's been right there with you. It's time to give it something back. And maybe that starts with a scoop of yogurt in the morning or a turmeric tea in the evening. Maybe it's just a choice to keep learning, keep trying, and keep showing up for yourself, one meal, one step, one breath at a time. Now, if this video brought you even a little hope, a new idea, or a reminder that you're not alone in this, go ahead and give it a like. It helps more people find this message, and it tells us to keep making content that supports your health and happiness. And if you're not part of our community yet, hit that subscribe button. This channel is your space to learn, grow, and feel seen. We've got more simple, practical health videos just like this one coming your way every single week. From boosting energy and improving balance to staying sharp mentally and emotionally strong. If there's a topic you'd love us to cover, something you're curious about, something you're struggling with, drop it in the comment below. This channel isn't just about content. It's about connection. And if you've been managing osteoarthritis for a while, or you're just starting to notice the signs, I want to hear your story. What's helped you? What foods make you feel better? What little routines bring your joints relief? Share them. You never know who else you might help just by speaking up. So as we close out today, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about getting wiser, smarter about how you move, more intentional about how you eat, and more loving toward the one body you've got. You may be older now, sure, but that also means you got the experience, the strength, and the resilience to make changes that matter. So here's to strong joints, peaceful movement, delicious food, and a reminder that no matter your age, your health is still worth fighting for. Take care of yourself today, and I'll see you in the next video.